Oh, how you doing? So I want to talk about being alone and drive. And I don't mean like drive a car. I mean, what pushes you? Like right now, it used to be when I was younger and stuff. And I've touched on this on many other videos, but it's something that lingers there and it keeps going on. And it's some crazy shit because it's like never ending. It's like I keep thinking about it because there's nothing driving me. There's nothing pushing me. You know, if I go make all this money, it's all for naught because what is the end result? I have a bunch of money, but there's still nobody there. You know what I'm saying? If there was somebody there, I think it would drive me because now I gotta say, hey, I really like this person. I want to give them everything that they want in the world. So therefore, I'm going to push myself, drive myself to fulfill her or their needs, right? And I like women, so it doesn't matter. To fulfill her needs. So, that would be a driving factor. But in the end, it's like I wake up alone, I go to bed alone. I eat alone, I go to the bathroom alone, I drink alone, not booze, just water. I breathe alone. Everything, I'm alone. Okay, there's nobody else. And at times when you try to get to know somebody, they don't want nothing to do with you. Well, at least me. It's like it's crazy in itself, and it's like, wow. I just wanted to hang out with somebody, and it's like nobody wants to hang. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to hang. I know I look weird with no hair, but you get used to it. It'll grow back before you know it. Month of videos, and you'll be like, it'll be all back. Hopefully by then we'll be on the gravy train heading on up, baby. But it's crazy. It's like, even though most of my emotions and feelings are off, I still once in a while get that internal, I feel alone. I'm lonely. And it's just I knew if I had somebody to talk to, I wouldn't feel that way. That's why I'm kind of contemplating, maybe if I do make that jump to the east, that I find a place where I can get a pet, somebody that would actually keep me company. I mean, he would wind up being an emotional, stupid pet, but a big one. But he would be. I only did get hymns because I'd rather a digger than a jumper. Okay. At least with a digger, I can go out, grab their claws, force them to dig a hole, and they won't dig a hole anymore. Because they'll remember me making them dig a hole. But jumping, unless you catch them on the other side with the baseball bat to spot them back in, they keep jumping. Females just keep jumping too. Either that, you got to make them very fat to where they can't get over the fence. But then they're smart, and then all animals will figure out a way if they really want out. But in itself, I relate more with dogs than any person I've ever related with. Crazy, huh? A lot of people are that way, that's why you got cat ladies and shit like that. And some people, they have rats for pets, hamsters, lizards, honey toads, snakes. Everybody's got birds, from parrots to ravens to all sorts of shit. I mean, we pretty much make everything. I mean, some people got raccoons, and it's skunks, with their little glands removed. I mean, possums. Everybody's got something. But right now, I don't have nothing, and I think I need that to move forward in myself. But at the same time, knowing I'm not all right, is it fair to the animal? You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be fair to the animal to take it and give it all the love and attention and everything, even though, granted, it might never get it or experience it except through me. But it's a crazy world. And it's like It's like, it's like trying to call for help. Are you suicidal? No. Okay, well, you're going to need to call back when you are. Wait, what? Aren't you supposed to be here to help me? To talk to me, talk me away from the edge and all that shit? Like, now, we're really here to wait until you're at the edge, then help you back up. I'm like, that don't make no fucking sense. It's like, if you're here to help, you're here to help. You go into most places, it's all about teens. Teen this, teen that, teen end this, teen don't do that. It's like, it's a continuing thing, but it's always about teenagers. Male, female, doesn't really matter these days. And it's like I said before, Gen Z is the most emotional, mental group that has ever been born in all the generations. I'm hoping Alpha and Beta that just started is not going to be this bad, because if it gets worse, it's going to get real bad for us humans, because that's just some crazy shit. Hopefully there's a generation that will be real awake and stop all this madness, and just say, no, that's enough. Kill everybody that has a stupid woke shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, to do that, but I'm just saying that they'll end it all. They'll make it stop, and they'll make the world one big peace symbol, and you could hope, I could hope, for peace. Sorry, sometimes shit just pops out my mouth, but thinking of who knows? I mean, you got Beta, you got Alpha, Beta, I don't know what the hell's next, C, something C, I can't remember it. And it's crazy in itself, but Beta is going to be first generation to grow up learning from AI. Isn't that scary? We invented all this shit, and then we invent the computer, we get all that shit going, internet, we got all that shit going, and look where it's heading. It's like definitely not the direction we all thought it was going to go, imagined it would go. It's like, it's 2026 and we still have no flying cars. I mean, we have some, but not mass transportation, like the Jetsons and shit. It's like, we don't have any of that. And what we have is people with all these emotions, and they don't know what to do with themselves because they can't grow up. They've been trained to stay immature, to act out, to lash out, and it's a big crazy lump of shit. And it could be because they're alone. It could be because they're lonely, because they can't make that connection with other people. And it's kind of like, I like to use the body count thing. So when a person has a high body count, it's hard for them to make a connection with another person of the opposite sex or whatever they're sleeping with in a relationship, because they've done it so many times. It's watered down, and it's like they don't feel anything. It's like, oh yeah, being with you is a great time and all this blah blah blah, and they don't give a shit. They have no feelings towards you. Them to walk away within days of being with you is nothing. It means absolutely nothing to them. And that's another reason why I would like somebody with a low body count, because they'll still have that ability to make the connection with somebody else, because when you've been up in the hundreds of people that you've slept with, it's no longer about the connection. It's just about the action itself, the event, having an O or whatever. But that's all it becomes. That's all it's about. So it just depends on how you look at things. So, were they with all these people because they were alone? Or were they because they were lonely? Or was it fulfilling a need? Only that person can answer that. That's the whole thing. And it is what it is. I mean, I hate to say, but it is. And it's just, it's a crazy world we live in. But, you know, I know these kids, they feel lost. They do. And we didn't help the situation. Millennials didn't help the situation. You know, we tried to raise millennials like us, and that didn't work out very well at all. And then the millennials, you know, they didn't like the ass whooping and, you know, setting things straight, you know, with the looks and shit and the whacking in the head, I guess. And I mean, yeah, some people took it too far, to extremes, and it was abuse. I get that. But then you take it all away, and now, oh, let them throw the tantrum in the middle of the supermarket, you know, and like that one anti-liber now, he's like, that's all they are. You know, the kids you saw in the supermarket throwing the tantrums, this is them in the adult body. That's the problem. They're too immature. They're not grown up enough. And it's like, when you start thinking about it that way, you're like, damn, that is true. It's scary true. And I don't know. But for myself, I don't know. I'm more bored than anything else. It's like, I don't know. Oh, pardon me. It's all crazy. It is what it is, but I don't know. I think if I could move forward here, hopefully soon, once I'm able to do that, I could look at more of a whole picture, change my surroundings, if you will, by going to this other lake area. They seem to have everything I want, food-wise, shopping-wise, you know, and lake-wise. Now, if I could just find job-wise, we'll be good. So, it just depends. Life is very weird. It throws a lot of curveballs at us, a lot, and that's all we can do. Is just dodge one at a time, and just keep pushing forward, keep pressing forward, keep trying to better ourselves. I mean, that's a better thing, you know. And it's just it's a big crazy world out there, and just try to, you know, do what we can is crazy in itself. It's a labor of love. Yeah, I'm writing some down. I keep coming up with these ideas and I never write them down. So you guys are gonna have to take a back seat sometimes when I write something down, okay? Because it's a good stuff. But it's touching on so many things that we all have these emotions, we all have these needs, we all need something fulfilled. We don't want to be sitting there alone. We don't want to die alone. I mean, we are going to die alone. So there's the end comes, you're going to go alone. Nobody's going with you at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. And even if you did happen to say end at the same time, you're going to go in different directions. That's just the way it is. Where you go and where they go and what happens to you, what happens to them, it's all going to be different. You know, I've heard people, they've gone to the other side and they've come back. I have a word from God. And I've had other people go, there's nothing there. And it's like, see, that's what I got. I got the nothing's there. I don't know if it's purgatory. It seemed very serene, calming, unjudgmental. That's for sure. I almost wanted to say exciting, but there's no excitement because there's no feelings. That's the whole thing. But it's very surreal. It's not like seeing yourself die, but I've seen people do that, and it's kind of weird too. It's like, oh, well, you know, you'll see videos of like spirits taking on their body, shit like that. Who knows what the hell that is? You'll see other people trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this and that. The world's a crazy place, man. All we can do is just try to be ourselves. Comment down below how you feel about all this shit. You know, what are your experiences? Hit the bell. donate to our pantry. We'd appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good idea. I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll talk to you next time.